Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Thank you to Cherry Tea Fundraiser. Cherry Tea Fundraiser. I wonder what the T stands for. Tiberius, maybe? Who knows? Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang for another edition, the last week in July. Shout out to July, who writes our descriptions. And we have a great show for you. Coming up a little later, we have a concerned citizen. By the way, my name is Scott Ackerman. I don't know if I said that. This is your first time listening. I'm a person. I'm a human being. I'm I guess a male, roughly late 20s, getting in my early 30s, and I am the guy who talks to all these interesting people. This is Humanity's Podcast. We have a concerned citizen coming up. We also have a crisis negotiator, and we have an actor. Boy, 3 really interesting guests. That'll be a really interesting show. I'll talk to each and every one of them roughly for approximately the same amount of time. I have a stopwatch here, and hopefully I'll get that down to the second. But so let's get to our first guest. She is the aforementioned actress, but guess what? She is also an author now.
That's right.
She finally did it. She finally wrote the end.
I'm wearing glasses.
Yes, you are. You're wearing
blazer.
8 pairs. That's too, right. All over.
I'm an author now.
Yes. Did you start with the end, or and go backwards, or did you? Because that's the easiest way to do it. Because then you feel like you accomplished something.
And yes, I went every page backwards.
Every page backwards.
It was hard.
Yeah, but you can write those pages in the right order.
No.
You have to write them backwards. The sentence.
Yes,
no!
That's what I mean. Oh wow.
She is an author. She has a book out there called The Wreckage of My Presence. Oh. She also, her work from Black Monday. She also is a podcastress who has a podcast.
I prefer podcaster.
Okay, sure. Who has a podcast called Bitch Sesh, which can be found wherever podcasts are sold. Please welcome back to the show, Casey Wilson. Hello.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, so good to see you again.
I'm so happy to be here. It's been a while.
It has been one while. And, I when this book came out, I was like, I gotta get Casey on the show. It's such an achievement. How many pages are we talking?
We're talking 237-ish.
It's got to be in 4s. Because the way they put a book together, it's got to be divided by 4, divisible by 4.
We said earlier I was an actress.
Yes. 216, maybe 232, somewhere around there.
Something in there. Yeah. 232 sounds good.
And this is a memoir.
This is a memoir. Yes.
And it's about your life and not someone else's?
It's all about your life, actually.
What?
And it will get you canceled.
Okay, please no one read this thing.
Yep.
I wondered, am I in the book at all? Did you say anything about me?
No, but your wife, Kulop, is in it.
She's great, actually, and I'm glad you wrote about her, but why not me is my point.
God, are you in it? No. She's in it very early on.
Early on? So like when you were born, she was there?
Yep. Kulop. Well, now, actually, Scott, I don't think it'll be a stretch.
Don't actually me.
For you to understand that Kulop and I do believe and have had several healers tell us both that we knew each other in a past life.
Oh, wonderful. Which life? Were you Julius Caesar? Or okay, yeah. You've only had a couple?
I've only had a couple. I'm a newer
Some housewife in the 60s.
Yep. Thank you for weaving in housewives if that's what
that's right. Yeah, Bitch Sesh out there wherever podcasts are sold. Now,
I love that you keep saying sold. No one's buying this. I do this for free.
You're doing
it there for free.
This book, I haven't read it yet. It's been out there on the market for a little bit, and it's been on one of our tables for an even longer time.
Yeah.
And
your wife threw a book launch party for me, in
yes,
which she made Oreos with the book cover on the top.
Let me process this because I don't think I saw this. She made Oreos. Yeah. That's an achievement.
She ordered them.
Oh, she ordered Oreos.
Yep.
That every single Oreo has a replication of the book cover on the top of the Oreo.
Every single
one.
How
could she tell which was the top of the Oreo?
Oh, God, great question. These are all great questions you'll have to ask Kulop. This is pillow talk for you too.
True. That's a good point. I haven't read it yet, and you did the audiobook, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And here's what I want to know. Whenever a friend of mine has a book that they wrote, and I see that they recorded the audiobook, why wouldn't you do that? Here's what I would like you to do if you ever write another book. Come over to my house around 10 p.m. every night, tuck me into bed, and then record a chapter at a time. You know?
See if it puts you to sleep?
Yeah, just to read me a story at night.
Okay.
You know, for like however many chapters you have. What are there? 20 chapters? You do it over the course of 20 nights. And then you have your audiobook at
And
the
then
end
there
of
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got recording equipment.
Sure.
You seem to want me to have linked you to the book process more than I think you deserve, considering you haven't read it. You're, now I'm going to the beach.
I'm interested.
I'm going out of town with you in a couple of weeks, and if I don't see you on that beach with that book every goddamn day, you're in trouble.
Well, that would be creepy if I were reading your book next to you.
I would
on the beach.
love
You would love
nothing
it?
more.
Okay. Speaking of going out of town, on a previous episode, previously on Comedy Bang Bang, do you know the comedian Z-Way?
Of course.
She was on your show, I believe.
Yes. Many times.
She says that she wants to vacation with us. She wants to be part of our vacation group.
Wow, that's big, Scott.
That's big. And I told her that she would have to couple up with someone. So do you have anyone you can throw her way?
That feels, tough to say to a single gal.
She's going to be a fifth wheel, though, if, which I don't mind necessarily.
Let me say this. At my wedding, okay, and I'm going to call out
I was there.
a couple of bold-faced names.
Did you write about me at your wedding, at least?
I didn't. No, I wrote about people that brought the right spirit and energy.
I didn't bring the right spirit to your wedding? I was out there on the dance floor?
You did. I mean, again, your wife ended up bartending when the drinks didn't arrive. Your wife has done a lot for me that you have not done.
I don't remember any of this.
At my wedding, this is what I'll say about Z-Way and you telling her to please couple up.
Okay.
At my wedding, I got a phone call from Whitney Cummings.
Okay.
Girlfriend of mine, comedian. And...
she prefers comedian, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this comes after I insulted her deeply and all the single women at my wedding because I had an idea late one night, 2 months before my wedding, where I genuinely thought it would be funny. Genuinely. If kind of remember those flash mobs are happening where as dad and daughter suddenly break it down. If all the single women, including David's aunt and everyone
including
got up, my husband's aunt.
Oh.
Elders.
I thought you were saying David Zant. I was like, who? All the single ladies, including David Zant.
Don't forget about him. If they all came out and did a choreographed dance to single ladies.
Okay, now I don't know that you can instruct people to do a flash mob thing as much as...
I rented a dance studio at 3rd Street Dance, hired a choreographer, and proceeded to start rolling calls to all the single gals. And I happened to start with Whitney. She tells it so funny, but she's like, it's so offensive. It's basically here I am, a single gal coming to a wedding, and now you want me to get up and identify myself as such, come out and dance around everyone, a dance of my, failure is what she felt. And when I heard it put that way, and I had put several calls and several messages out there, I felt very upset by my actions, and a lot of people were upset. So anyway, now we get closer to the wedding.
That's all it takes, though, is it just takes someone saying what you said to them back to you.
Yes,
and then you get it.
Hear it, yes.
Right.
I mean, I was picturing it bop, 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 and here
You're
comes
just singing
my
the song
aunt
now.
and a younger girl, and they all just one by one, and everyone's really taken by this. It was,
Here comes David.
Here comes David Zant.
David Z.
He was the end. Anyway, so Whitney calls me before. She says, I'm no longer with this boyfriend. Could I bring a friend to the wedding? A girlfriend, just a friend, and I said, are you going to sleep with that friend? Because if you're not, it does. No, I'm kidding. But
so you wanted to get into the dirty deets.
But that's my point. I've always wondered, why does it have to be if you're bringing someone that you have to be? It's if you guys aren't gonna fuck, if there's no possibility you're gonna fuck, you can't come.
Well,
which is what you told Z-Way basically.
Maybe she felt like she would not know anyone else at the wedding all that well, and she wanted someone to
it was all comedians. However,
yeah, true.
Who she brought was a bit of a shock. Maybe you recall.
I do recall, but I don't know whether... Can you say this? Did you talk about it in the book?
I don't, but I will say it here.
You'll say it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say it. So she brought Sia, the pop star.
Yes.
Now, God bless, it was just a surprise.
It's a surprise. You're out there, you're walking down the aisle.
And you see a gal
dun, 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 dun.
in a hot pink dress with a gargantuan neon green bow. And when I mean, what was it? It was
She was classic Sia.
10 by 10
yes.
bow. Beaming. She had a parasol. Beaming. She was the first face I saw, and really the only person I kind of connected with eye contact as my father, my mom's passed and my father's walking me tearfully down the aisle. I'm like, there's Sia. And, it wasn't like I got a heads up, like Sia put her name on the placard on the
Right. No, it truly was a surprise as you were approaching
but also,
the altar.
some people were like, we know this to be a famous presence, but of course we also don't see her face that much. So she really gave us quite a treat.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't hiding it. She was out there, out and proud, and
she was out and proud,
showing the face.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a surprise to us all.
That's right.
And a curious thing where it was a little bit of discussion between us all of like, why is Sia here?
Sure.
And then we got the full story.
And especially when I'm the one asking that.
Sure.
But ultimately,
it was weird when the person performing the ceremony asked, "Why are you here, Sia?"
My brother. She is absolutely lovely, and she ended up meeting someone at the Ojai Valley Inn and Spa that later became her husband. They are now divorced.
Whoa!
However, a lot happened.
Sure, but a few brief years of happiness. That's wonderful.
Doesn't make that.
She met someone at the wedding, or
no?
Okay, this story gets worse and worse.
Someone golfing. So
so you're taking credit for her meeting someone that was not at your wedding.
I sort of am.
And that she got divorced too.
Now, I sort of am, because had Whitney not brought her,
right.
What then?
What then? Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Am I realizing, did they meet there?
It sounds like no.
Yeah.
To me.
Things are hazy. However, that was fun, and she's lovely, and I enjoyed her presence and fun spirit at my wedding.
And you and your husband.
So no, you did not stand out to me.
Okay. I don't know why you're bringing it back to that.
And
we're talking about Z-Way at this point.
I hope Z-Way brings Sia.
If Z-Way were to bring Sia, so Z-Way and
time.
Sia, I'm getting confused already. Z-Way and no
Seaway.
Seaway.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be like the Benefer. If they got together. Who knows if they're even interested in each other. But let's try to broker this today.
Honestly, they're both lovely and fun.
They're lovely. They're fun. If she were just to bring Sia as friends, that would be okay with me.
Me too. But, that all of this is to say, Scott, it seems like you kind of put down the gauntlet for Z-Way, which was like, you need to bring someone.
Well, do you think Z-Way should just show up randomly at some trip we're on?
No, I'm just saying, like, she could bring a gal pal or,
No, I want her coupled up.
Okay. Yeah, because then one of us has to, like, take her on.
Yeah, as like, and then one of us has to take the other friend on. It's just too much.
But by the way, there's no one's taking Z-Way on. She's like the funniest motherfucker that we have right now on this mortal plane. Now, I did not know her in a past life, to my knowledge.
Everyone you meet, do you get that information or?
Scott? You know your wife, and I think we do.
But do you when you meet a new person?
Go to a city.
Okay, why am I going to a city suddenly? I'm talking to you.
Well, this is just
you go to the city.
I'm turning to the other guests who are lovingly engaged here. They can't speak apparently, but they are giving me signs of recognition. But if you go to a city and you think, God, this immediately the hit is like, I've been here before. Of course, I do believe you have been there before. And sometimes there are people you meet even briefly.
What are we talking?
I
Lodi?
know that person. Pardon?
Are we talking Lodi? Where are we talking?
Just anywhere.
Chino?
There's places. We can't just have inhabited the great places,
That's true. Well, that's my whole point
Paris,
about.
And when I was in Rome fighting it's like
that's my whole point about haunted houses.
Falls Church,
everyone's
Virginia.
like, oh, this place is haunted or this place is haunted. People have died on every square inch of this land. Every place would be haunted if ghosts were real.
Right, but I think others are angrier than others. Maybe. I don't know.
So when you get to a town, you go to Barstow, you look around and go,
I love it.
Have I been here?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Casey Wilson is here. The book is The Wreckage of My Presence, and it is available everywhere.
Available everywhere.
You got the audiobook, you got the Kindle, everything out there.
You got it all.
Yeah. And it's a quick read, or it's something you're going to want to sit down with for a couple of weeks?
I think it's comedic essays that you can pick up and put down, but it's also about grief and motherhood. And it's, I think, a more a substantial read, I'll say, but you can certainly pick it up and put it down or not read it and buy it.
Sure. But as long as people buy it.
Absolutely.
You must have books on your bookshelf that you're like, man, I'd like to read that.
God,
and then they
if I
just
could
sit there for years and years.
Just read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not going to happen. I finally, about 2 years ago, took books that I have had since I was 18 years old, just sitting there going like, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. I finally said to myself, I'm never going to read it. And I just threw them in the trash. I burned them first, too.
Wow. Love you to donate those.
Nope. One of them was the Bible. Was that surprising to you? That I burned a Bible?
No.
Casey Wilson is here. The Wreckage of My Presence is in stores now, and Black Monday is that an ongoing
right
concern?
now.
It's on right now, yeah.
It's not a concern. It's on season 3 on.
But meaning is it still?
It's with us. It's on right now.
It's on the okay. People can watch the episode that just came out yesterday.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then Bitch Sesh as well. Bitch Sesh as well. Bitch Sesh as well.
No, it is hard to say. We've learned over the years.
Everything. Yeah, Black Monday is the easiest thing I think that you have to say, and then the Wreckage of My Present. That's tough, and then Bitch Sesh. Oh man, that's
hard.
really rough.
Really hard.
Casey Wilson. Well, we have to get to our next guest, if that's okay.
Please.
We have. Are you interested in Concerned Citizens? Because that's who we have coming up next.
I am.
You are.
Are they? Is this like someone from next door?
I don't know. I don't know who this is. I have no information about them, but. Yeah, no. Casey is backing away from the mic as if she doesn't want to talk anymore. Please, I'm literally talking to you right now, and you are
I'm
pushing the mic away.
I'm just wondering if you perhaps wanted to just talk with the concerned citizen alone, or was I to pipe in?
No, please, Casey, you're here.
Okay.
Let's talk to this concerned citizen.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. I need your support.
Okay, great.
Okay, I know you don't want me in your book.
I'm going to try to sell them my book, just so you know.
Okay. Do you have copies in your trunk?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Look, you don't get to the New York Times bestseller list, the last spot for 1 week. Were you
in the last spot? What is that, 20 or is that 40? What is that?
15, Scott.
Okay, that's great.
15.
15. Yeah. And what's the category? Like actress/comedians who wrote books this week?
It's nonfiction.
Nonfiction. Okay.
Nonfiction. And I was on the Audible chart. Thank you.
Really good. That is an achievement. That's wonderful. You think you'll get back up there after this show?
I think if you're going to get back up there, it's going to be quick, going to kind of follow on the heels, but we never know.
This could be the one. I tell you,
this could be the week.
How many did you sell that first week? Do you know?
I actually don't know.
Okay. But I bet it's less than the amount of people listening right now. So if every single person, let's truly give Casey the CBB bump. If every single listener buys this book, you'll be rocketing to number one, I would imagine.
Let's just do it to see if we can.
See if we can. Let's do the whole GameStop thing.
For all of us.
With Casey's book.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
There's a lot of Trump books out there right now that are doing really well. You won't beat them. So you'll be like 3 or 4.
Again, 15 felt right. It felt where I belonged. There was books like Cast right above me. Those are the books that deserve. It's a wonderful book about race in America and the history of race. My point is my book felt right at 15, if that makes sense.
Okay, good. Well, I want to get you up there.
I've slept with from the comedy community.
I'm glad that I did not make it in the book now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casey Wilson is here.
Let's get to this concerned citizen.
I don't know anything about he or her or them. Please welcome the concerned citizen. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me on your program.
It's my pleasure. You're a concerned citizen.
Yes, I'm very concerned.
Are you from around these parts?
No, sir. I'm from Cumberbatch County, Florida, and I'm a concerned citizen. There's something that is happening in America right now that people need to know about.
Oh, okay. Well, get a load off your chest here. Can we still say that? Get a load off your chest? I don't know. It sounds dicey to me.
I prefer you not mention chests.
Chests and loads on them. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Not in today's world.
I don't like it either.
Is that what you're concerned about?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm glad.
I'm putting that one in my back pocket and be concerned about later.
Okay. Well, please tell us what you're concerned about, sir. Can I call you sir or do I?
My name is Eddie Lee Capers. You may refer to me as Eddie Lee.
Eddie Lee Capers. That's
correct.
Ringing some sort of a bell. But go ahead. What are you concerned about, Eddie Lee?
I'm concerned about this motion picture coming out of Hollywood called Stillwater. I am urging people not to see this movie.
Stillwater. The movie is coming out this Friday. Matt Damon is in this?
If you say so, sir.
You're the one who's concerned about it.
I don't keep tabs on Hollywood celebrities.
This is a movie.
Concerned.
It's not celebrities.
I'm concerned about the movie.
This is the product that the celebrities made.
That's right.
So you don't keep tabs on that either.
I just keep tabs on the product. I don't keep tabs on the people who make them.
Okay, but it's coming out this Friday. Can we agree on that?
I don't recall disagreeing with that, sir.
You said if I say so. But it's coming out this Friday.
I said if you say so about Matt Damon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So
I'm looking it up just to get my bearings. For
okay. Well, what do we have? Can you give us a Stillwater update? What is it about?
This is about an American oil rig roughneck who travels to France to visit his estranged daughter in prison for a murder she claims she didn't commit. They are
Whoa. First of all, a roughneck from America goes to Paris. That's already like, huh? And then there's a murder? Whoa. What? Nope. There's too much going on in this movie.
There's too much going on because it's a lie. Don't say it.
What is your concern with this movie? You don't want people to see it?
I feel like there's confusion with the name is going to lead people to believe it's about somebody it's not about.
Stillwater. What is Stillwater? Do they say what Stillwater is referring to in the movie?
They just say
Casey?
that they're all confronted with language barriers, cultural differences, and a complicated legal system.
What language barrier? Is it French to English? It
seems.
Okay. Well, you got to expect that going to France.
That's right.
That's why I never go.
That's why you never go? Can you afford going?
I prefer not to talk about that.
Okay. We don't want to discuss your
fanboat mechanic salary will not get you to Paris, France.
Fanboat mechanic.
I don't understand. I'm sorry. You think it's misleading?
It's very misleading by the title. It's called Stillwater. It's not about Stillwater that most people will assume it's about.
Okay. What would people assume it's about? Stillwater. What are you talking
I can't
about?
believe I got to walk you through this. But most people would assume it's about the vigilante superhero, J.W. Stillwater from Cumberbatch County, Florida.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that guy.
He's a hero and noble man, and I do not want his name besmirched by this Hollywood nonsense.
Casey, this is J.W. Stillwater. Are you looking up J.W. Stillwater?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Are you all right, sir?
I'm fine.
You're not sick, I hope.
No, I'm not fine.
You're not fine?
I'm fine. I'm not sick. I'm just talking about normal speaking voice that I always talk in.
Look up J.W. Stillwater. What comes up?
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm finding him because I too wasn't sure.
You didn't know who J.W. Well, it took a minute for me to even remember who it is.
I think you paid. Everybody knows who J.W. Stillwater is.
Okay, so J.W. John Wesley Stillwater, a.k.a. Eddie Lee Capers, is a character
Cut out that last part.
Played by
Wait a minute.
Cut that part out.
Okay. Sorry.
Also, cut that part out.
Okay. Wait, cut this part out?
2 parts need to be cut out.
Which one needs to be cut out?
Or one long part.
Maybe cut out the one long part.
No, I'm not cutting anything out.
Okay.
J.W. Stillwater is a vigilante from Cumberbatch County, Florida. Vigilante hero.
That's right.
Who has a cape, which is the Florida State
Beautiful cape. That's Florida State flag, not
Florida State cape. Yeah, what if states had capes?
Florida has yet to decide on a cape. There's 5
Flags are the same thing.
No, they're not.
You may as well just design capes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're agreeing.
We are. I know.
You and I, we like each other.
I know we do.
Well, look, he is a vigilante who is out there searching for a hammer that was stolen, I think.
He's not just searching for a hammer. He's also patrolling you wouldn't say streets of Cumberbatch County, but
more of the marshes and the bogs.
That's right.
Because the
police say he's corrupt.
He has a fan boat. Is that right?
He does have a fan
And what
boat.
do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a fan boat mechanic, sir.
And your name is Eddie Lee?
Eddie Lee Capers. That's correct, sir.
Huh.
As I recall, and I haven't talked to J.W. Stillwater. Okay.
Oh, God.
I haven't talked to J.W. Stillwater in a long time, but as
you talk to him, you're lucky.
I am lucky. Not just for talking to him, but
mostly for that.
Right, but
I wish I could talk to that guy.
As I recall, he had a secret identity that he kept mentioning.
Yeah, but nobody knows it.
He kept mentioning the name.
He was probably trying to throw you off the trail.
And what
I think it was something like Van Halen,
Blah, 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 blah.
like Eddie Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen. Wait a minute, no, it was Eddie Lee Capers.
No, you're mistaken.
Eddie Lee Capers.
No, wrong.
Eddie Lee Capers. You are J.W. Stillwater.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's a good reference.
Thank you.
Points for that.
Wow. Okay, this
Points
is getting
at midnight.
more and more complex.
This is Casey. Okay, I don't know if you know what's going on, but this guy actually is J.W.
So
Stillwater.
he's defending himself
He's
against
defending
the Matt
himself.
Damon
Yeah.
movies.
Clear your throat, sir.
This is my natural voice.
Talk in your natural voice. Give me your throat.
What?
Let me get rid of whatever's in there.
All right. Are you happy?
Wow. I am happy.
This is my regular voice.
Wow.
And are you or are you not J.W. Stillwater?
No, I'm Eddie Lee Capers, fanboy mechanic.
Put on that mask that's next to you.
Oh, this one right here?
Sure.
All right.
And now who are you?
I'm J.W. Stillwater. Look, I'm here. I'm taking the mask off.
Okay.
I'm here in my capacity as a concerned citizen. This movie, Stillwater, it ain't about what people think it's about. It's going to be confusing to people.
You think enough people know who you are? I mean, look, honestly, this show...
Who he is.
Who he is. This show is the main source of knowledge that people have for J.W.
But
Stillwater.
honestly, if I can stop you, Scott, I hope that's a lot of people because, again, if we all band together...
and buy the... By the way, do you want to buy a book?
I never would read a book unless it's the Bible.
I used to have one.
used to have one.
What happened to it?
Oh, nothing. You don't want to know.
Scott did the audiobook for it.
Who reads that?
I wish God would come down and read it to me every single night. Oh, man, I'd get through it quicker. But Eddie Lee Capers.
That's me.
You are the secret identity of J.W.
I am
Stillwater.
a fan boat mechanic.
You're a fan boat mechanic in Cumberbatch County, Florida.
That's right.
How'd you get here, by the way? Just tell Casey how you end up coming to California.
Oh, by fan boat.
Through the Panama Canal.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I got to go all the way around.
Wow. Welcome.
And
I'm tired.
Why are you so tired, sir?
It's a long trip.
I know. How long does something like that take? 2 weeks?
It's days and days and days.
About 14?
I pack what I do is I pack a bunch of provisions, and then when the provisions run out, it's usually about the time I get here.
Oh, okay. Really? So you pack
And
that
of course,
much?
we had to reschedule this podcast.
Yeah. So have you eaten in the past? Because we rescheduled.
No, sir, I have not.
Oh my God. Okay, so we rescheduled.
But I have trained myself. No, I did eat. Yes.
You did eat?
Yes, I have not trained myself to go several days without eating.
Oh, okay.
That's like something a vigilante hero would do, not something a fanboy.
Why are you still pretending you're not JW Stillwater?
Why are you still pretending that I am?
Just put the mask back on so we can talk to you as JW Stillwater.
I'm not putting this flimsy mask back on. It's not approved.
You don't wear masks.
Are you an anti-masker?
I don't wear masks. I'm an anti-masker. I'm from Florida.
It all makes sense now.
That's right.
Okay, it all makes sense now. Look, JW, we want to talk to you.
Look, my name is Eddie Lee Capers.
I'm sorry, Eddie Lee. We want to talk to you more, but we have to take a break. Can you stick around? I know
I suppose so.
You're still concerned, aren't you?
Yes, my concern has remained.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that concern.
If anything.
We have to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more with Casey Wilson and more with Eddie Lee Capers, a.k.a. J.W.
Stop
Stillwater.
it.
We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang
Cut
after
that
this.
part out.
Comedy Bang Bang, we're back. Casey Wilson, The Wreckage of My Presence, hopefully on the New
Back
York
on the charts,
Times,
baby.
back on the charts. 3 or 4, that would be okay with you.
Anything.
You know, and hopefully we can sell one book to this gentleman over here. Eddie Lee Capers is here, a concerned citizen.
I'm a concerned citizen. I don't want people to see this movie because it's about, what is it about? It's about a Hollywood guy goes to France.
It's not about a Hollywood guy.
That could not be less about J.W. Stillwater.
He's like an oil rig guy.
But a Hollywood person is playing.
Although that's not the prologue
course.
that's not the prologue of the movie where it's like 5 minutes of Matt Damon getting into makeup and playing this guy.
I mean, it might as well be.
Now, do you like Matt
Y'all
Damon?
ought to have, in all your movies, y'all ought to have the dinner where you talk about wanting to do the movie.
That, I mean, when you get to a movie theater early, like 45 minutes early, because you want to save your seat, and they're showing like
45 minutes.
Well, you used to have to, and they show the trivia and all that kind of stuff. Wouldn't it be better just to show like Matt Damon getting into makeup for 45 minutes?
Or saying like, I don't know, I don't think I want to do this. It doesn't feel like it's going the way I want it, and the back
Can we
and
replace
forth.
the director? Like all of that kind of
Yes.
stuff. I'd rather see that.
The one movie I ever saw, there was a race between Sprite and Coca-Cola, and Sprite won. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
You think Coca-Cola would have won?
Because it has caffeine in it.
Sure. Well,
And was
Sprite
that
does
the
too.
movie you saw, or
Maybe
you
it
saw
did.
something after that?
I thought that was the movie.
You walked out after that?
I thought that was the movie.
Were you satisfied?
I mean, it was pretty good. I was.
You felt
What
like
a
you got your
twist
money
ending.
worth. Yeah.
Sprite won. No, Sprite doesn't have caffeine in it. It's the Coca-Cola 7-Up.
It is lemon lime, though. Am I
That's
right on
right.
that? Great.
Wonderful.
So, what did you think you were going to see? Do you recall?
I just thought it was a movie.
Oh, it just said a movie out there on the marquee?
Someone said, a friend of mine said, you want to go to the movies, Eddie Lee? I said, sure, I'll go to the movies. I've never been. And we went to the movie, and then we saw it, and it was exciting.
Did your friend walk out too?
Shorter than you thought, yeah.
I don't know if my friend walked out because it was dark in there. And then I got out there. He wasn't out there, and I never saw him again.
Who is this friend? Do you think something happened to him in the movie?
His name Paddles.
Paddles?
Solo fan boat.
Where'd you know
No,
him?
he sells canoes.
Okay.
Well, he did.
Oh.
Or he
Did he have the adjoining business next to yours, or?
What, like on Boat Row or something?
I don't know.
You don't know nothing about life outside of Hollywood, California, do you?
I don't know anything about Cumberbatch County,
You might like
sure
this. You might like this. I actually just went to Pensacola, Florida with my family, and okay. I thought you were gonna like this.
Yeah,
Bunch of snobs.
Well, every time I get off the plane, my uncle says, "Welcome to America." So I thought you might.
Well, I do like that part.
Yeah.
Okay,
thought
so
you might.
he's not as snobby as...
Next time you talk to your uncle, tell him to go where the real America is. Not the theme park America, but the real America in Cumberbatch, California.
So, Eddie Lee, I'm sorry the movie's coming out, but I realize that you're boycotting it, but...
I am hereby boycotting this movie, even though I do not go to the movies, and I've only seen the one where Coke versus Sprite. I will not see this movie, as I will not see any movie from now on.
Okay, well...
Unless they make a sequel to the Coke versus Sprite movie.
Is your anger targeted at Matt Damon at all?
Well, I mean, in so much as he is a Hollywood celebrity, yes. But I don't like someone like him being in a movie called Stillwater, because from what I understand, he's very popular. People are going to go see him, and they're going to assume his name is Stillwater, and they're going to assume
know
the character's
who Matt Damon
name
is.
it's got to be. Why would you call it that?
There's never been a Matt Damon movie where I've walked out of it saying, I don't know who Matt Damon is anymore. I just know that guy.
Okay. See, this is how dumb you think everybody outside of Hollywood is. I thought people was going to think that Matt Damon isn't Matt Damon anymore.
Yeah, that his name is
not what
That's
I was
what you
say.
said.
No, that he's going to make people think he is playing this character Stillwater.
He is.
But no, that's not the real Stillwater, is my point. You're a frustrating man.
You can't copyright it.
I've only met you the one time, but you driving me crazy.
What if the Fast and Furious movies were about Coke versus Sprite?
I'd see him.
They'd be good, right?
Yeah, sure. What are they about now?
They're about a kind of an ersatz family of street racers.
Family?
They're a family that they're not related by blood. They're just like friends, but they consider themselves to be
like
family.
church.
Just like you and me and Scott.
Yes.
And Cool Up.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Z-Way.
Yeah. And currently they race cars and they pull off heists, and
I would love to see Sprite and Coke in a rematch.
The Fast and the Furious.
That's right.
The Fast and the Furious, they presented Hobbs and Shaw. Maybe they could present, Fast and Furious presents Coke versus Sprite.
Okay, I mean, I don't know what any of that is, but okay.
Why didn't they? And this is what I was talking to another guest about this. Right. Why didn't Fast and the Furious present Fast 9? It's a perfect opportunity, a perfect tie-in.
What's Fast 9?
It's F9. Sorry, F9 the Furious Saga.
What?
Never mind.
Can I ask one more thing? So you
please
you can
save me.
You can ask me anything you like.
Sir, you keep saying that you're afraid that upon everyone seeing the movie Stillwater, it's going to besmirch the name of a person, Stillwater, correct?
That's right. That's correct.
Okay, well, Matt Damon's name in the movie is Bill Baker. No one is named Stillwater.
What?
It's like Stillwater.
They made a movie called Stillwater. Nobody's even playing Stillwater?
Right. Yeah.
This is even worse.
That's like making a movie called J. Edgar, and it's about some dipshit from Ohio.
Yeah. I think Stillwater, I don't know exactly yet what it means, but it's definitely not a character.
I take your word for it on that. I don't know what. That's very specific.
You know what I mean? Like, if you go see a movie that's someone's name, someone famous's name, and then it's about some, rando, you're going to feel like you were ripped
off. Did this
off.
happen to you? Was this something
This is happening to you.
No, it's the reverse is happening to him.
You're saying people are going to go see the movie Stillwater.
Yes, and they're going to think, first I thought he's going to think, oh, this is what Stillwater's all about? He goes to France? Then I thought, now I realize they're going to say Stillwater didn't even exist.
Well,
it's this Baker
he ain't even
guy.
a person.
It's going to be something.
Well, what is it going to be?
That remains to be, seen.
You telling me there's no indication?
If anything, you're making me want to go and see.
No, I want to go go see Stillwater the same day that I buy her book.
That's
This is my worst nightmare. Why can't we have real movies?
I just hope
it's your
people
worst
aren't
nightmare?
picking between Stillwater and my book.
It's
my
now.
nightmare.
Bundle them if you can. Can we get an Amazon bundle of Stillwater ticket and your book?
That's right.
What is your worst nightmare?
My worst nightmare is, of course, a hammer with legs running away from me.
An anthropomorphic hammer with a face, like where
No, just a hammer, but it's got legs.
But he just has like no arms.
No.
So how does he get momentum? Like you usually like
It's a
doing
dream.
a Tom Cruise like
It's a dream.
I know, but if you like
Why don't
Mission
you ask
Impossible
how he
run,
has legs?
I guess you're an optimist. He has legs. He isn't missing arms.
I'm an optimist about my worst nightmare. You got it.
Why are you? I thought we liked each other, and we were
I
on
thought
the
we
same
did
page.
too. But now look what you try to do. You try to put words in my mouth. You try to call me a liar.
I wouldn't put anything in your mouth, sir.
Scott is part of the Hollywood elite.
What?
Thank you.
Holly
The
Weird.
Illuminati?
She gets it.
Yep.
Don't
I've just
tell
come
anyone.
from Florida.
Don't
I
tell
told you.
She's a fellow Floridian. Of course, I'm going to trust her over you. She knows how to spot them just like everybody from Florida does.
Well, Stillwater, starring Matt Damon as this guy Baker, Mr. Baker.
Don't promote it.
In theaters
You don't
this
even
Friday.
care.
I don't
You're
care.
not in
but
it.
now I'm invested.
Directed
I
by
wanted
Tom
to.
McCarthy and
Tom
screenplay
McCarthy.
by him. Yep.
Wonderful director.
Release date July 30th.
Coming out this
Just
Friday.
so people know when they want to
Don't
go.
see it. Run, don't walk away from Stillwater the movie.
But you're
Good
probably running towards a different movie theater.
What? Probably.
Yeah, any movie theater, probably in any direction away
Okay,
from it.
so in your
there's another
mind-
movie direction.
In your mind,
there's another movie theater coming
every
towards
similar business is right next to each other.
They're not
and
right next
if
to each
you're
other.
running from a movie theater, you're running towards another movie theater.
Yes.
Why would they be? That doesn't make
They're
no
not
sense.
next to each other.
Like
I'm
when
saying.
you run from your problems, you're just heading.
I'm saying just like Casey says, you go to a city, right?
Yeah.
Don't drag Florida into this.
You go to Burbank.
That is your name, right?
You go to the Burbank 16, right? And you start running away.
The what? Who?
You got to check it out. A wonderful movie
You'll
theater,
love
the
it.
Burbank 16.
Okay, so what is a wraparound movie theater?
A wraparound?
Yeah.
AMC.
So if you're running away from it, you're also running towards it.
No, you're not running towards it. You're running towards a different movie theater. If you start running away from the Burbank 16, you're just running towards the Universal City Walk Theater.
How close are they?
I mean, you know.
Are you saying in the direction?
It's
Yes.
like energetically,
Okay.
directionally.
Okay, so I'll grant you that if you are running away from a movie theater, odds are somewhere in the world you are running towards
that
another
is
movie
what I'm
theater.
trying to say.
That's what-
Thank you for granting it to me.
I grant you that.
Okay, good. Good stuff.
But still run away from it. Because you know why? Because maybe that other theater you run to is not showing Stillwater, but it's showing Coke versus Sprite.
I would imagine it's in limited release, so maybe that'll help.
Coke versus Sprite?
No,
No.
Stillwater, unfortunately.
Good. They ought to limit it. They ought to limit it to showing it in hell.
Oh, wow. He's more than concerned.
You know, Casey and I, not to drag you into this, but we
They
are.
ought to, you know what? Hold on a second. I wish somebody from where I'm from would write a book that you can understand why people like me are so mad about a movie like Stillwater.
Well, this is what I wanted to talk to you about.
A narrow book. It just feels like a small topic.
Yeah.
Well, what how about that one which is about Mimo and them, and that's now we're supposed to understand why people voted for who they voted for.
Is that the movie that you thought you were going to see? Hillbilly Elegy?
What's
Mima and them.
I was
That's
going
what
to
it
see
should
a
be
movie
called.
called Mimo and them.
But this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Casey and I were in the Hollywood Elite. We have some
what? Florida, you're in the Hollywood elite.
I'm part of the 70%.
She has dual citizenship. And we have some pull in Hollywood. If you could make a Stillwater movie, and there have been movies that have the same title
There
as
have.
other movies.
Yes.
Back to the Future 2, stuff like that. But if you
sorry.
And I did hear that. I hate to say this. I so hate to say this. I heard Stillwater. There might be a sequel.
yeah,
What?
there might be a sequel coming up. Stillwater 2.
Still's water.
It still is water.
Still is one.
But here's what I want to ask you. If you could have a movie called Stillwater and have it be about the vigilante, what do you see
Vigilante
that
hero.
Vigilante hero. What do you see that movie? Pitch us that movie,
Yeah.
and maybe we can make it happen.
I mean, it's got to start with the origin story, where a mild manic fanboat mechanic.
Mild manic.
He's mild and he's manic.
He is.
Okay, every time I've met him,
I do not misspeak, sir. He's a mild, manic fanboat mechanic.
mild manic fanboat mechanic. Mild
good.
manic fanboat mechanic.
He is living in a place where the police is corrupt as the day is long. And
Friend named Paddles.
Okay.
I want to add characters. So it's a rich tapestry.
Oh, so you want me to pitch it to you, but also you want to add stuff to it?
Yeah, that's it. Have you ever worked in Hollywood before?
I wouldn't do it on a bet, sir. What's that?
I'm saying it seems like you have this thought out.
I do have it thought out.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Flora.
And you're putting your hands up, like doing the aspect ratio of the movie as you're doing it, which I think is a professional
I do
move.
that. I have crippling arthritis. And that is an exercise that I have to do every day.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go, continue.
Picture this. A hand gesture unrelated. He is fed up with the corruption in his town, and he doesn't know what to do about it. He's just there's extortionists coming in, leaning on his business. Oh, what a great fanboat shop! Sure, be a shame if something happened to it. And then that person turns out to just be concerned. He's a friend. He's seen the fanboat shop for the first time, and he's genuinely saying,
looking at the wiring up in the ceiling.
Yes, he's saying it genuinely would be a shame if something happened.
Yeah,
but unrelated.
Okay,
so. At one point, the police are trying to tell this guy, this is a handsome fanboat mechanic, that
he's handsome.
Yeah,
okay.
you didn't mention
that, but this is better for our movie. I mean,
I'm glad I
Hollywood.
we can cast a movie star in it now. Yeah, until you said he was handsome,
I have an idea.
I don't know if I do that.
Go
like
on.
a Matt Damon type.
That's
we can talk about casting in a moment. And so the police come in. It's Big Earl and his little sidekick. And they come in.
What'd you say?
Big Earl and his little sidekick.
Oh, Big Earl. Okay.
What'd you think?
I thought you said bigger than his little sidekick.
He is bigger than his little sidekick.
Okay, well,
I mean, they don't call him Big Earl for nothing.
Big Earl, bigger than his little sidekick. This is a spin-off movie. This is Fast and Furious presents Big Earl and bigger than
No,
his
don't
little
make a movie about them. They's corrupt.
Sorry.
That's right.
But Hobbs and Shaw were corrupt when we first met them.
So I don't care.
Now they're part of the family.
I don't even know. What are these people you know?
Yeah, it feels like it. It's the same way that listeners of this show feel about us.
Lizards of this show.
Wait, you don't think anyone's
some
listening?
Illuminati stuff?
You don't. Why are you here? If
Y'all
you think
are
no one's
lizards.
listening?
I knew it.
Oh God.
Y'all are lizard people.
Oh my
The
God.
lizards of this show.
Oh no, listeners.
What?
Just continue.
So, Big Earl is a little sidekick. They come in. They're trying to tell this guy about all these zoning fines that he's got to pay because he's got fan boats just out on the lawn.
Not
in
as
the public
cinematic
thoroughfare.
as you would want.
Yeah.
About the fines. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the fan boat's out on the lawn.
That's
Plus,
right.
it seems like he kind of deserves these fines.
Why would you say that?
Well, I mean, if the guy has fan boats just lying around and on the lawn,
He's trying to
I mean,
fix these fan boats for
That's
people.
right. Where's he
Sure, but
supposed
there's
to put them?
there's a place to do it in his garage.
The garage is full of fan boats already.
There's fan boats everywhere.
It's more of his problem than the city's.
Why is it his? Whose problem it is fan boat owners.
Yeah, but he's taking on too much business. You can't just like.
Do you know?
If McDonald's has so many customers, they can't go over to Jack in the Box and go, "Hey, we're going to sell some burgers out of your place."
What?
Here's what you Hollywood elites don't understand
Okay.
about life in Cumberbatch County.
Okay.
The chief mode of transportation is fan boat.
Okay.
Now, when that fan boat's broken, let me tell you something, buddy. 9 times out of 10, you got to replace that fan. And that is not something that's just lying around at the mechanic's place. You might have a couple spare fans put on there, but that's a special
Why not?
order.
You need some inventory. Like, how long does it take you to fix someone's fan boat? Weeks?
Yeah, sometimes you're waiting on that fan.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. He's getting.
Sometimes it's a pontoon.
I'm starting to
Of course.
understand
This guy
why
seems difficult to work
people in
with.
the country don't like the left. This is
Wait, this is
yes.
this is our
this
problem.
type of questioning
Thank you,
you're
Florida.
asking.
We are asking.
Well,
You're on my
I'm
side.
in
Drag
the
her
middle
into
here.
it.
I'm in
She's
the
just
middle.
asking questions. You are laden it with judgment.
Okay, well, continue. If
The
you could.
left has a
I
problem.
can continue.
The left
judging.
has a problem. The left has a problem. Who's the real racist? So, Big Earl is little sidekick.
Bigger than his
Sorry.
little sidekick.
Big Earl, who is bigger than his little sidekick,
Right.
but the both of them are there together.
Okay.
They start talking about these fines. Well, the Famo mechanic, he don't know what to do. So that night, he's just lying in bed like, what am I going to do about these corrupt police?
Is he talking to himself, or we just see that on his face?
Maybe it's a voiceover.
Okay. Yeah, that's a voiceover. That's interesting.
But if we do a voiceover, it's going to start with the voiceover. It's not going to be like voiceover out of nowhere.
Yeah, suddenly 20 minutes into it. Oh, hey, by the way, I'm here.
Exactly. Like
and
a movie.
I've been here the whole time.
Man, sometimes I hear this about movies because, of course, I
You've never seen one yet.
Right. You've heard.
Covert Sprite, no voiceover. You understood exactly what was going on.
Because having not seen them, though, sometimes people rely on them.
I hear people talk about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I heard about this one movie that everybody loved, but it had voiceover, but also people talking right to the camera, and also
sloppy.
Like recorded interviews.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
What about
all of that?
What about a movie like The Grifters, where Martin Scorsese does one voiceover at the top and then never talks again? And you're like, Martin, I love you. Like, Scorsese, I want to hear him again.
He did a voiceover at the top?
At the top of Grifters, yeah.
Some people I know don't remember that movie that well, even though they saw it, and they don't recall that voiceover
Some of us saw it in the theater in 1990 or 1991 and haven't seen it until just the other day and thought that was very curious. Just the other day, yeah. I was walking down the street while I watched it. Anyway, continue with your movie. So
he's lying there and he's like, something's got to be done about this corrupt police. And then a hammer comes through his window and he says, I got it. I will go hit those guys with a hammer.
Wait a minute.
The hammer with legs?
This is part of the story that I have never heard before.
The hammer with legs is worst nightmare?
No, the reason it's his worst nightmare is the hammer has legs and is running away from him.
Because he lost a hand.
And not towards another movie theater.
But probably he is. Unless he's
trying to hit this nonsense off at the pass. So he realizes that's what he's going to do. He's going to put on a mask and he's going to go hit these guys with a hammer.
I had always heard the story, and I know Batman has had several different iterations of Bruce Wayne's. You know him?
Oh yeah, the millionaire.
Yeah. Would it surprise you to know he wears a mask? I had always heard it like he had a hammer stolen from him, and that's what made him wear the mask.
It looks like you're getting ahead of the story now, doesn't it?
Okay, all right, but I had never heard this part about he's going to essentially.
Of course, you never heard this part. I'm telling you the story for the first time.
Okay.
How you going to hear parts of the story I ain't never told you before?
Well, the J.W. Stillwater told me the story.
I can't imagine he would. So, anyway, remember how he's lying in bed thinking about this? And
yes, you said it 8 times.
So he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Wakes up.
Do we watch him sleep for 8 hours?
What is this, Andy Warhol? I've heard.
How do you know him?
Somebody told me about this. I have ears out on the street listening for this kind of nonsense, this kind of elite nonsense.
So your people out on the street are out there. People on the street.
It's like, people on the street are telling me,
hey, Eddie Lee, Andy Warhol. Do you want to know about him?
I got people on the street telling me about all this elite nonsense. I got like kids, these like a gang of kids like comes up to me and says, hey, Mr. Capers, I heard about this artist who paints cans of soup, and also he made a movie where it was just somebody asleep for a bunch of hours.
And then you get his name.
I file it away in my Rolodex.
To use that as a reference.
Of elite nonsense. So, he wakes up the next day. Hammer's gone. Stole.
Where did the hammer come from? That was one of my questions. It flies in through the window.
Yeah, somebody threw it in there.
One of the corrupt.
Probably one of them corrupt.
Yeah.
They're probably either Big Earl
so it's not even
or his little sidekick.
It's not even his hammer. Or did they steal his hammer?
It's his hammer.
So
he recognized it when it came in.
So they stole it when they were there?
Well, he probably left it out.
This is a confusing story. Anyway, but go ahead.
Is it so confusing? You can't follow this? A mechanic might leave a hammer outside his domicile, and then somebody might pick it up, throw it through the window?
See, this is part of the problem with you're just leaving shit out on your yard every
okay. You don't know nothing about. Sorry if you can't have some hired servant come over and clean your lawn. You don't know what's out there.
Clean my lawn?
Yeah. You get your lawn cleaners.
What do you think is going on at rich people's houses? They're just like sweeping their lawn?
There's a bidet all over the place. Every place you go, there's a bidet.
Okay. Continue.
So I'm not wrong.
Scott does have a bidet at his house.
I'm sure he's got several.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got them all over the place. She's got in the living room,
Sure, why not?
the gym.
Please continue with your story because I feel like we're still in first act territory.
Yeah, I
and
was
it's
just going
like-
to say, it feels like we're at page 15.
Do you
Yeah,
think it's
if
the
that.
constant interruptions that are holding up the process?
I do. I think we should let him get to the
Thank
end.
you, Florida.
How long would it take you to get to the end?
Uninterrupted?
Uninterrupted. And I'll see if I can do that.
Uninterrupted, I could tell you this entire screenplay in, I'm going to say 45 minutes.
Okay, we don't have that kind of time. Can we cut to, I'm assuming he puts on the mask.
He puts on the mask.
He goes to go beat the
realizes
shit out of this
he
guy with a
goes
hammer.
Yeah, except he doesn't have the hammer.
Oh, right. It was
Camera
stolen.
was stolen.
Wait, it came in through the, right. So he looks around. It's
Then he
not
goes
there
to sleep. He wakes up, it's not there anymore.
Who's someone
We're gonna
came in
find
and stole
out.
it? Okay, all right, go ahead.
Someone came in now this, can I tell you something?
Sure.
I feel like we have gone through this exact scenario before.
No.
Now, I've never been here before.
I have never heard this part of the story. The fact that he had premeditated murder on his mind.
Now, do you not necessarily murder
I
somebody?
mean,
by
it's
hitting them with a
vigilante
hammer?
justice. Oh, okay. What are you?
It is vigilante justice.
Okay.
Vigilante justice don't always mean death. Sometimes they just put hot tar on you, cover you with feathers, and ride you out of town on a
It's
rail.
interesting when you say vigilante justice because that really is in the description of the other Stillwater.
Is that part of it? Vigilante justice?
Matt Damon goes and his daughter's accused of murder, and that's what he's there to avenge.
So he murders the police, or who does he murder?
No,
she's just accused
she
of
was
murder.
accused
What
of
does
a
he-
wrong crime, so he goes and he finds some other means of clearing her.
He
Guess
figures
what?
out
I
who-
got to make an adjustment to the nightmare charts. This is now number one.
Wow.
This movie.
So he goes, he does it, he puts on the mask, he does blotted blue,
telling
blotted
you.
blue.
I'm telling you.
You got to shorten it,
that
please.
we have no.
Broader
I'm telling
strokes.
you,
Let's paint with a wider
this has
brush.
been discussed on this show before.
What, the movie part of it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, look, I'm fascinated with
Swear
movies.
to God. Not by me, of course,
No, of course not. All right.
but maybe somebody else.
So the second act is him.
So the second act, he goes out and like, you know how, like in that Batman movie that I heard about,
One of the kids tell you about it?
the first Batman movie that the kids told me about. Like he goes out as Batman and like just regular old like robbers are like getting in good shots on him.
Right.
Like he's having a fist fight with robbers.
Right. Yeah.
And like the
'Cause he's
robbers
new
are
at it.
actually,
Yeah.
what do you, come on.
Wait.
Let's just assume that he's great at it. He's wearing a bat costume.
the movie is called Batman Begins. Like, well, what do you want him to like the first night out?
This
Be
is
like,
not the movie I'm talking about.
oh, okay. Which one are you talking
I'm talking
about?
a movie called Batman.
Okay.
This 1966 or 1989?
I guess 89.
Okay. Well, in that movie, he'd been Batman for a
The
while.
1966 Batman, that guy, untouchable. Nobody ever. It's him and his little buddy who's smaller than him.
Sure.
His
And
little sidekick.
they're beating people up. Nobody is punching them ever. They are doing all the punching. Anyway, who wants to see Batman starting out to where just low-level street thugs is getting in good shots at him?
Well, because it's kind of part of a larger arc, which seems your movie's missing a bit of just some motion and some.
You need like your Joker as well. I mean, I know you have.
Yeah, big girl and his little sidekick.
You have Professor Stillwater as well, and that's part of it. His father,
That's
Professor
sad.
Stillwater.
Not my father, but J.W.
J.W. Stillwater. Yeah.
That's very sad. That's a sad. I don't think anybody wants to see that in the cinema.
Okay, well, maybe that'll be for the second one. I mean, but you need an antagonist. You need a strong.
Just to mention that name really took the that took the wind out of my.
I'm
fan.
so sorry. I didn't
That
mean to.
really took the wind out of my fan.
I'm sorry. Well, look, we don't.
Wow.
I hate to end on a sour note, but we are running out of time to talk to you when we need to take a break. So, can you get your composure together and get yourself together? And when we come back, you'll.
I'm gonna go in the water closet, splash some cold water on my face.
Okay, well, good. Okay, that's the thing you got here on water. So that'll be great.
True.
Okay, all right. I feel terrible now, but
It's all right.
when we come back, we're going to be talking to a crisis negotiator. Have you or JW
Yeah,
Stillwater
that sounds like
ever?
that I'll lift up my spirits.
Okay, Well, look, we'll be right back with more Casey Wilson, more Eddie Lee Capers. We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here. Casey Wilson, The Wreckage of My Presence, out now. Black Monday, still watchable. And
What?
Black Monday?
No, what'd you say after
Still watchable?
Okay.
Well, what did you think I said? Oh, still water?
water?
Okay, no. I did not say still
I was just
water.
listening out of the corner of my ear.
Don't worry about that. By the way, Eddie Lee Capers is here. We've been talking about Stillwater. Would it surprise you to learn that regular listener Chip Zdarsky, comic book writer and artist, has a comic book called Stillwater?
What's the name of this lizard?
Never mind. Chip Zdarsky.
What?
Yeah.
He's
Is
a
he
lizard.
from Star Wars?
He's not a robot.
Hey, do you know what's a good Star Wars name?
What?
Ginkgo biloba. Right?
That would be good.
Would that be it from what I understand?
I mean, look,
wouldn't that be a good name? Like, oh, look who it is. The famous bounty hunter, Ginkgo biloba. We meet again.
Wait, do you ever want to see Star Wars?
No,
No.
that's the devil.
Yeah.
What, like spaceships and all that?
Yeah, but
That's against God.
So fan boats are okay. Do you think the invention of the fan boat is
boats
where,
are okay.
is that where God should have just like cut everything off and said no more inventions?
The fan boat obviously is a divinely inspired invention, and after that, I don't think God has. I think only the devil has inspired inventions.
So microwaves?
Devil.
All right, good.
Can I, before we just bring on our next guest, there's some more bad news.
Oh, please, yeah. What do we got? Casey Wilson here with bad news.
It's tough.
She's been on the computer looking up Stillwater trivia.
Unfortunately, before the Stillwater that's coming out on July 30th in theaters soon,
Okay, we don't
there
have to-
was another Stillwater movie
What?
that came out in 2015.
2015, that was so recent.
Now, it was a short film,
Okay,
But-
not short enough.
nonetheless.
It should be 0 minutes long.
Nonetheless, that's a second blow to you.
What was
Yeah.
that one about?
You know, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
I mean, at least no one ever sees short films, so I don't feel like that's going to be confusing anything.
Okay.
Should they still give Oscars to them?
Sure. I don't care. It's all decadent nonsense from Hollywood anyway.
I'm
Why don't
just
they give Oscars?
congratulating ourselves?
Why don't they give Oscars for the best sex?
God, I would hope to be up for that someday.
Oh, keep dreaming.
You don't think I'm good at sex? Fuck you. All right, we have to get to our next guest. She is a crisis negotiator. This will be interesting. I've never spoken to a crisis negotiator on the show before, so this is a fascinating line of work. There was a Kevin Spacey movie about a crisis negotiator at some point that we're not allowed to
fun
see anymore.
continues.
What do you think of Kevin Spacey?
I mean, I called it.
You called it, really?
Yeah.
Do you watch his movies on Christmas or whatever they come? Are they Thanksgiving movies? I can't remember.
Those are short
movies?
films. Those are
Those are
short
short
films that
films.
should be nominated for Oscars.
She is a crisis negotiator. Please welcome to the show for the first time, Connie DePandy.
Scott, it's so great to be here.
It's so great to see you, Connie.
So great to
Welcome
see
to
you,
the show.
Scott. Welcome
this is,
to the show.
Casey
That's
Wilson
great.
over here.
Hi,
Hello.
Casey. So nice to meet you. Congrats on the
Oh,
book.
thank you so much.
Eddie Lee Capers, a.k.a. J.W.
Hello,
Stillwater.
ma'am. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Thank you, sir.
Cut out the last part.
Yeah, I'll cut out that part. And Connie, you are a crisis negotiator.
I am
Where-
a crisis negotiator.
What city do you hail from, and is that where you practice?
Burlington, Wisconsin.
Really?
Yes, home
Okay.
of the biggest chocolate fest in all of America.
Is the Burlington Coat Factory related
Oh,
to
you
that?
took
Is
the
that
question right out of my mouth.
I get that question a lot.
Do you?
And the
How
answer
often?
is daily.
daily?
usually,
Really?
yeah.
Once a day, or like?
No, daily can mean more than once, but
Okay.
just meaning every day. But no, it
Got
is
you there.
not. Burlington, Vermont is actually
Is the Coat Factory
It's the
place?
Coat Factory, yes. Also,
okay.
Burlington, Wisconsin, home of Tony Romo. I don't know if your little kids had told you about that.
I know Tony Roma.
No, also a
place for ribs.
We get that a lot too.
I know Tony Baloney.
No, I don't
He is
know.
the one Italian
like a
person
lot.
in Conrad County.
He's the Italian person in your
Yes,
county.
correct.
What's he do for a living?
He repairs houseboats.
Okay. I think he would be a
And
restaurateur.
no, he's not right next door to me.
Okay, all right. So Burlington, Wisconsin.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and home of
Scott.
the largest chocolate factory. Is that what you
The
said?
largest chocolate festival.
Festival. Oh, okay.
Yes,
because the
Scott.
largest chocolate factory would probably be
Willy
Hershey,
Wonka.
Pennsylvania.
Or perhaps Germany.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, but this is the largest chocolate festival.
Yes, sir.
And this happens once a year, twice a year, every month?
Once a year.
once a
yeah.
year.
Yes, Scott.
Why not more
Every
often?
month.
Yeah. I would do it every month. If I was a town that was known for one thing, I'd love to be a town. If I was a town that was known for one thing, I would do it all the time and have people like anyone who passes through Burlington, you're going to get to be part of this chocolate festival.
You're going to get to be part of this chocolate festival.
Yeah, do people passing through get to be part of it when it happens?
People get to be part of it. Yes, absolutely.
What do? They just smear chocolate all over each other?
It's sort of like the tar and feathering you were bringing up earlier, but it's fun because it's chocolate and then also maybe some yogurt.
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
You get
the festival is people put chocolate on each other?
Yes.
And maybe some yogurt.
Yes.
Is that it?
It's a lot.
enough?
It's the largest gathering of that.
Okay.
So that's
enough,
Burlington.
It is the largest gathering of that.
Of what that is. Yes.
Right.
Yes, Eddie. Yes. Yes, Eddie.
You keep repeating our names. Is that part of your
Scott.
job
I'm so glad
training?
you noticed that, Scott. One technique that you use in negotiation during crisis is you want to repeat the person's name over and over so they feel seen and heard, and so they know that you're talking to them.
Okay.
Yes, Scott.
And not it's just not another day on the job for you of like,
absolutely, Scott.
Armed gunman number 8.
Now I don't deal with any gun stuff.
Oh, you don't.
Me
no gun
neither.
stuff.
No,
Yeah,
really.
like what kind of crises are you?
Well, I love that question, Casey. I really do.
I do feel seen and heard.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes,
she loved your
Casey,
question
yes.
too.
I feel a little lonely over here.
Oh, Eddie, I don't think you should.
Thank you.
I don't think
Thank
you should.
you.
I really don't.
Do you want to buy a book, by the way?
I'm going to go home and I'm going to Google that and I'm going to purchase that book.
Hey, do you
so
also
much.
want to not go to the movies?
Do you want to not go to the movies? So another technique is what we do is in negotiation, we take we listen to what someone has said and we repeat it back to
Repeat it
them.
back, yeah,
and
I
I
noticed
call
that.
that listening and repeating. That's what I call that.
I call that
technique.
listening and repeating.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so that's how I know that, and I'm conveying to you that I heard you,
Right.
and I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Now you call it that. Is there a more technical name for it somewhere else?
Is there a more technical name for it somewhere else?
Yeah.
I think listening and repeating really does get the job done.
Oh no, it does. I was just curious. That's all.
Because you said I call it listening. and
Eleanor
repeating.
is what it's normally called. Eleanor.
Oh, is that
Casey,
true?
Yes.
I really appreciate you adding on to that because I think it made it even better. And I'm glad that we're collaborating.
Eleanor Rigby.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, what kind of not comedians? What kind of?
I wish.
Yeah, that would be fun to talk to
Yeah.
comedians.
Oh, no,
Like you're
no.
out there and suddenly Bill Burr is like on the top of a roof.
And I got to get him down from a meth jaunt
He's
or
doing
whatever
one of his
you all do.
rants up there.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
that'd be a tough one. It would.
It would be tough because you want him to continue.
Yeah. Well, he's not merely my style.
Oh,
but,
what is your style of
Oh, wow.
comedy? What do you?
I'm
Are you a
Rita
comedy fan?
Rudner gal. I'll always be a Rita Rudner gal.
I loved when she would put her leg up by her head.
I'm more of a boozler man myself.
I love Elaine Boozler. You
yeah.
know, she's so funny. I says, I might have to kick the Boozler because I watched it too much.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Rita Rudner,
good.
Elaine Boozler.
Yes,
That's the
Scott.
kind of stuff you're into. You're not so much into Bill Burr.
No, Scott.
Right.
No
Okay.
Bill Burr.
Okay.
A
But
little
what?
harsh
Yeah,
for
little-
this
You
Burlington
don't like
gal.
hearing who needs to shut up?
Who needs to shut up?
I had a friend who was on a show called No, You Shut Up. That wouldn't be your kind of thing, would it?
No, because, well, it depends, to be honest with you. That's another technique. If someone is in crisis and they're saying, shut up, I might say, no, you shut up. And then they know that I heard that.
What?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Eleanor.
Yeah, you got to do the LNR, which I thank my friend Casey for bringing into my life. I think that's really
Yeah.
neat.
I do have to say, Connie, as
Yeah.
much as I feel seen and heard, you still have been avoiding this question that I think we've asked you several times about what types of crises are you negotiating?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of over Zoom now. Just
Oh.
because of, so it's a lot of people on roofs, and then I get in there on an iPad and I'm doing it
Oh,
over. So it's a
wow.
lot of soup.
You're on the iPad, or they bring an iPad that you're on?
I'm on an iPad.
So is that
What
like
are
a
you on?
police officer holding that up to?
Well, I'm a private negotiator, Casey, so
Okay.
I don't get involved with guns or law enforcement.
Oh wait, so what kind of thing are you? Who brings you in?
Yeah,
So-
like a.
you're like a
passerby?
private
That is
investigator
the
of.
big
Burlington-
passerby.
a passerby,
Is it a passerby?
covered in chocolate chocolate and a little bit of yogurt. No,
So wait, a passerby hires you to negotiate?
so the
something?
families Burlington is a small town, and they said,
How many
we got to
people?
get Connie in 6,000 even, and if we get one more, then somebody's got to go.
You got to change the sign.
Yeah, and we don't.
In that case, let them jump.
In that case, let them jump.
That's right.
Yep.
So you agree? That's the plan.
No, well,
We're all in on this, right?
Well, that brings me to my next technique, which is apathy.
Apathy.
Yes.
Oh.
Because a lot
What's
of
that stand for?
it stands for always, persist, and the hostage. Yikes.
Always persist, and the hostage. Yikes.
Yikes.
Always persist.
So
And
you're
the
always
hostage-
you're always persisting because
So
you're
I'm
doing
going
your
to
job.
always be
Nevertheless.
persisting.
Right.
Nevertheless, I am always going to be persisting.
Right.
And then that hostage, yikes. I mean, what happens to
Right.
them is what happens to them.
That's
you
right.
know,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Casey, Eddie, and Scott.
A lot of hostage negotiations happening, or
Well, we have one bank in town, and that's a hot spot. That's
Oh,
a hot
yeah.
spot, yeah. And then there is some jumpings as well off of.
okay. So mainly, there's a bank that's getting robbed all the time.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
then
Scott.
what's the tallest building in town?
The Armory.
The Armory. Okay, that's a bad place to want to do a hostage negotiation.
And that's why I'm not.
You just stay away from
I
that.
stay away from that. Yeah.
And
Okay.
are you over Zoom because of the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
But you're here in person with us.
yes, well, because I feel, I feel safe here. I feel comfortable here. But yes, but my business took a hit, as we all did during the COVID crisis,
yeah.
Yes.
and so I had to pivot to Zoom.
Yeah.
So it's an iPad on a golf club on a hoverboard.
Okay. And is it
And
taped?
that's my office.
Is it taped to the golf club? How's
Yes,
it affixed
Scott.
to it? It's like duct tape or something?
Yes, duct tape. Fix anything.
Can I ask you, ma'am?
Yes, Eddie.
Why are so many people in this very small town wanting to jump off a building?
Well, why are so many people in this very small town
Yeah,
wanting to jump off a building?
Yeah. You
Well,
can say it a
I
little
think a
quicker.
lot of it is pressure. You could say it a little quicker, correct?
Okay, I was talking to you, but go ahead.
I was talking to you. I think.
No, you shut up.
No, you shut up. I think a lot of it is that Midwestern pushing down of feelings, that
tamping down of emotions.
that then erupt. The
Yeah.
tamping down of emotions. That's really
And it's
nice
either going to be
stuff.
I'm going to rob the bank or I'm going to jump off a building. But one of
See,
these
I
things
would
is going
think
to
during the
happen.
pandemic, your business would shoot up. Just
Well, that's
because
why I had to pivot, Casey, and
Okay.
that's a really great insight. And I think that was really, that's really true. And
Right.
that's great.
And are you paid either way if someone does jump just for trying?
It's not like a lawyer situation where if I win, I get the money. Really, the outcome is the outcome. And again,
Right.
it's the hostage. Yikes.
Are you paid by the
Always
hour?
persist. Yeah, so I draw it out a bit. Yes, Scott.
So some of these could last for days and days.
There's a lot of asking questions, just getting to know them.
I can see why you're repeating everything
I
so
can
many
see why
times.
you're repeating
yeah,
everything.
okay. You're just drawing this
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I'm not paying you by the hour, am I?
Ma'am, if
Yes.
it doesn't go your way, like if you are not able to
If
negotiate,
I am not able to negotiate.
what is usually the thing that makes that happen?
Well, I would say stubbornness. Stubbornness
On your part,
on
or-
well, no.
Okay.
I call it persistence, but sometimes it's stubbornness, and sometimes I really hate to say this, but sometimes you're dealing with people who are kind of duds,
Oh, so and in your view,
in my view.
they should.
And no, I'm not saying that. In my view, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you're dealing with.
But you are saying that.
I am not. In my view, I'm not saying that.
But in
I'm
my view, you're
saying,
Got you there.
And what I'm saying that, Scott, is
Stop drawing this out.
what I'm saying that is.
Oh my gosh, you got quieter. That's a pretty effective
Yeah,
technique.
know
that
why?
was- that
Oh,
was a
That's
technique.
the fourth one.
That's the fourth.
That's
one.
the fourth one.
That pause.
If
Wow.
you want someone to listen to you, the ironical thing is the louder you get, the less they
Yes.
will. So you
I
bring
should be
it
doing
down.
this with Eddie over here.
That
it
is
was-
ironicistic.
Yeah.
No, I heard you say that.
Hey,
You gonna try something on me?
Hey.
Yes, I'm going to try.
Hey,
some-
Scott.
yes, I'm
Hey,
gonna try
Eddie.
some-
What are you doing?
hey,
Eddie?
Wait, I'm listening to her because she's saying, "Hey."
see,
Now that's
Eddie?
my language.
Hey, Eddie. Hey.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, you shut up.
Hey.
No, you
shut up.
Forgot about that.
And see, now we're already so much calmer.
Yeah, this is good.
I do feel calmer. Can I ask you another question?
You don't ever have to ask if you can. You can just ask.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
I don't know if I'll be able to do that because it feels impolite to just ask a question without prefacing it with, can I ask you a question?
It feels impolite to just ask that.
That's what I said.
Eddie.
What in your opinion and your expertise makes a potential jumper a dud?
A dud? Well, when you can tell they're not going to really go through with it.
So it's a dud if they don't go through with it.
Yes, Casey.
Okay.
Yes, Casey.
So if you negotiate with someone and then they do jump,
you find them.
You consider that a success.
Well, I consider that someone who sticks to their plan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're not a dud, but they are. You do give them credit.
Yes.
For,
and to be fair, this is you're gonna mostly break a leg or so. You're not gonna.
Oh, is this only like a 2-story building? Or
we don't have high rises just in Burlington,
okay.
and there's a lot of grass, and so you're gonna be.
Why does anyone do it
safe.
then? Is this just for attention?
A lot are duds.
Yeah. Okay.
Just for attention.
So you're out there pounding the pavement every day, or rather your
Pounding the
iPad
pavement.
is for people just not to break legs.
Not to break legs. The opposite of what you are doing in your Hollywood career.
Because you want to break a leg.
That's absolutely right.
Right.
Thank you.
That was clever.
Casey.
I
I
like
have
that.
a question for the room.
Oh, okay. For the tape?
Did we ever get to the bottom of who is holding the iPad?
Well, it's on a golf
On a
ball.
hoverboard.
Right, but are you controlling the hoverboard?
Is it remote
Yes,
control?
I am controlling the
okay.
hoverboard. It's
Okay.
I have one at home.
Is it a true hoverboard like
I
in that Back to the Future 2 movie where it's
in that
floating
Back
off
to
the
the Future
ground?
2 movie where it's floating off the ground?
And do you ever lose signal and have any of those issues?
It does. I will say it sometimes gets tough when you're dealing with bad Wi-Fi. So
And
I
you
have to
get frozen.
hardwire. I hardwire. But
Oh, you
sometimes
go up on the roof and hardwire.
in the middle of a negotiation. If I freeze
Yeah.
and that's
And
tough.
it's
and then
tough to
sometimes
do, yeah.
someone will lose someone.
Are
that way.
you okay?
We'll lose someone due to that Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Is the iPad? Is it up
That's
where
hard.
the jumper is, or is it down on the street?
Down on the street. But what's nice about being in the mobility of that iPad, Eddie, is that I could be then going up to where they are if they are.
You could be
jumping.
fixing the Wi-Fi while the iPad is down on
Thank
the
you,
ground.
Scott. I could be fixing.
But my question is, it's so far away from them. Why do you need to be on iPad if you're that far away from it? You're not getting sick during the pandemic by being down on the ground.
Well, you don't know that.
There might be a
There
crowd.
could- yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's a good point.
It's that's pretty entertaining for us in
Is that
in
really?
Burlington. Yeah.
I was going to ask, why are you worried about that? Because COVID is a hoax, but this sort of
Okay,
covers
yeah,
my question.
he's an anti-maxer.
Yes,
I don't know.
that's
Yeah,
I
we
heard
talked
that.
about that.
Yeah,
earlier.
I heard
yeah.
that. And you know, Eddie, everyone has a right to feel the way that they feel. But
Good.
I would like to ask, why?
Why do they have that right? I don't know. Because there's plenty of people I think they shouldn't be allowed to feel
They
the way they
shouldn't
feel.
be allowed to feel the way they feel.
That's right.
Is this
That's
one
right.
of your negotiations with him?
Is this one of your negotiations with him?
This is one of your negotiations with
This is
him.
one of your negotiations with him.
This is not one of my negotiations with him.
Casey?
Yes.
Damn it, it didn't work.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you feel the situation with Stillwater, the movie, and what could be a different,
And the
an
short
homage
film,
and a short film, and
the
just
comic book written
everything
by a lizard
is-
named Chip Zdarsky.
Yes. Do you file that under crisis?
Yeah.
I think
He's going through it right now.
That's right.
Casey, do you file that under crisis is so great. Thank you for that. I think, yes, a crisis doesn't have to be external.
Could we hire you to take care of Eddie over here?
Absolutely. And I have a 6-hour minimum.
What do you get paid by the hour?
Say again?
How much do you get paid by the hour?
I usually like to get paid in food.
So, like, how many apples per
6
hour?
hours worth of food.
How many apples?
Yeah.
Am I just getting apples?
Well, I'll pay you apples 1 hour, hamburgers another hour.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to work harder the hamburger hour. I'll be honest with you.
Let me front load the hamburger hour.
Yeah, I'm going to work harder.
But so again, if someone jumps right off the bat, you show up with the hoverboard.
I'm not
they
making
jump.
rent that much.
You're gonna get
Wow.
You're gonna get 6 hours worth
Wait,
of food.
do you-
You'll get 20 apples, 1 hamburger.
You said you're not making rent that month. That means you're paying your landlord in food.
Yes, it's
It is the
Burlington.
chocolate-
It's the chocolate
Yeah.
festival.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Casey.
welcome.
can I give you one hamburger right now, and I'll pay you the 20 apples and the rest of the food, and let's see if you can fix Eddie over
This
here.
is an IO food. You're doing an IO.
I don't have the food on me, but I'm willing
understand.
to take you across the street, maybe.
How about this?
Yeah.
This one's on the house.
Thank you
Wow.
so much. A lot like some of your jumpers, I would imagine. Rita Rudner-esque.
That was Rita Boozler together. That was fantastic, Scott. I could see how you got into what you got into.
I just kind of fell backwards into it, but let's.
That happens a lot as well.
Yeah.
Oh, backwards.
Let's
Do
try
some
to-
people fall when they're just talking to you and they're trying not to fall, like they're thrown from the hover?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are some people just working up on a building and
That's
they're
happened.
not
And
just-
what we call that a unfounded crisis. And sometimes that will happen.
That sounds like
Do
a bad
they
name for it. It sounds
then
like it's
end
a
up
mistake.
jumping as well? Sometimes
There was one
unrelated.
They're just working on a power line,
It
and
didn't
you get up
start out
there.
that
We were
way.
working on a power line, and there was one time when I think I did make a man realize his marriage was over, and then he did not intend to jump that day.
But then he went
did
through with it
end.
and broke his leg.
He broke both his legs.
Both his legs.
Yeah.
That's tough for a guy who works on power lines.
I know. So,
Yeah.
but he's prison strong.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
like
So,
the
all right.
upper body.
Well, let's try to fix Eddie over here. Eddie, we hired a crisis negotiator to help you with your feelings about.
I've been here this whole time.
Okay.
Eddie, you've been here this whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
And you feel like you've been here this whole time.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been present.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Eddie, you're going to do what you're going to do, aren't you?
Oh.
I suppose that's true.
I suppose that's true. But I have one question. Why?
This is one of her techniques.
Yeah.
Why
But I have one
do?
question.
Why I'm going to do?
Why?
I mean, I got to do it.
I mean, I got to do it. Another thing you want to do is start...
Imitate their accent?
Yes, it makes them feel more comfortable.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that.
Hey, where are you from?
Hey, where are you from?
Well, I'm from coming back.
I'm from Come Back Comfort too.
Are you really?
Are you really?
I mean, I can't believe I ain't
I'm
seen
not
you
gonna
around.
I ain't seen you around no more.
Okay, this just feels like it's getting insulting.
Well, where you been, girl?
Where you been, guy? I wanted to change it.
Yeah,
I've been in
changing the
Cumberbatch
pronouns.
County, Florida, and then occasionally I come out here to Hollywood, California to tell people what they's doing.
So you have been
wrong.
on the show.
Huh? No. I mean, occasionally I think about coming out here and to follow in the footsteps of my hero, J.W. Stillwater, the vigilante hero.
And what does a vigilante mean to you?
It's like somebody who's doing justice, but they's not a police officer who is corrupt.
They's doing justice, but they's not a police officer who's corrupt, Eddie.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that maybe that's how you feel about you?
I mean, you know, I'm just a fanboy mechanic, but I do admire people that do that, and in my heart, that's who I am.
And what do you call a fan boat without a fan?
Raft.
A raft. Do you ever sometimes feel like a raft?
Like wet
Wet.
when it rains.
Just
When
floating.
it rains.
Kind of floating.
Just
I don't know that
floating.
we're getting anywhere here.
I think we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
We might be okay. Well, let's get to this breakthrough. If you have any kind of technique that'll pull it out of him, right?
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm walking away.
What? Hey, where you going?
Towards a movie theater.
Hey,
Walking away.
hey, we was talking. Where you going? Hey,
Connie
back
is
here.
miming walking away now.
please, please.
Connie is slowly putting one foot.
This is very
up and
disconcerting
one
for
foot down.
me. We was in the middle of a conversation. You just walked away. I do not know what to do.
Go after her, Eddie. Go after her.
Get up on top of this building.
Oh no!
No, don't get on top
Where
of
I
this
go?
building. This is higher than 2
Eddie.
floors.
I'm climbing up.
You're gonna break both legs and break both arms.
I'm up on the top.
Eddie! Eddie!
What? What's that
Eddie.
iPad saying?
Eddie!
What do you want, iPad?
Eddie!
What?
It's me, Connie.
Connie from Cumberbatch County, Florida?
Yeah!
What you doing, girl?
Giving you a different kind of perspective.
Yeah.
Wow.
You want to come on down?
Yeah, I think I do.
You want to get some hush puppies with Scott and Casey?
Oh man, I'd love to get some hush puppies with Casey.
I don't want to get hush puppies.
Wow.
How you feel?
I feel calm.
Yeah.
How do you
feel
feel,
at peace.
How do you feel about the movie Stillwater coming out this Friday?
God damn it!
No, that's the other thing. That's the last thing. You don't bring up their trigger.
Sorry, I thought that we were trying to solve it.
We were right there.
Scott, we were right there.
We were right there.
Sorry. Well, Stillwater
Didn't
is in
even
theaters,
know.
limited release
Stop saying that. Cut that part out.
this Friday. I don't cut anything out.
July 30th.
July 30th out this Friday. We are running out of time. That was great, Connie.
really
That's
was.
worthy of a hamburger.
I would love it.
And 20
I thought
apples.
that was wonderful.
I'm not going to give it to you because you said it was on the house,
was on the
and a
house.
deal's a deal.
Apples.
Yes.
But yeah.
But anyway, please Google my we're called a Con Down, which is kind of a couple things.
Like it's a play on calm down
Yes.
and Con Air. in a way.
And like calm down, like get out, come down.
Exactly.
Her
Con Down.
name is Connie.
Yes. And
Yeah.
my name is
Yeah.
Connie. Yes.
yeah, I get it.
I don't think Con Air figures in there at all.
I think it does.
How
You
do
like Con Air,
how
don't
do you know what Con Air is?
My gang of children tell me about it.
He is
Well,
kept
it's
well
also-
apprised.
Put the bunny down.
It's a
and all
hairdryer
that.
as well.
Now somebody should have sued somebody.
Also, that's the devil, right? Hair dryers?
Hairdryer's the devil.
Yeah, okay, got it. All right, well, we're running out of time. We only have time for one final feature on the show, and that's a little something called plugs.
I want to know who's in the podcast show today. Is there a movement that you're in? Is there a show that's on the way? If there's a project that you love, then I'd sure like to be aware. Please tell me all you know before I tear out all my hair. Let's hear some plugs.
Ooh, short and sweet. That was DK Plugs. I would imagine in the style of Dead Kennedys. That's by Face Toast. And what are we plugging? Casey, obviously we have The Wreckage of My Presence.
Thank you.
And hopefully getting up there this next week. It's Monday today.
Yeah.
If people buy it today, what's the cutoff for this
I
Sunday?
think in 2 weeks we will have
2 weeks we'll
traction. We'll be going up.
Will you come back 2 weeks from now and
I will.
do the big reveal?
Absolutely.
Can we do it like a gender reveal where it's like explosions?
Yes,
and
yes. I
And
would love to.
And then suddenly the New York Times bestseller list pops out and we like scan it and see it's number 3, it's number
This
2.
would be a dream, yes.
But it could go either way. And so it could also be that it has not moved at all.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying.
That would be like in a gender
No, we
reveal
know
having
that- we
a
know
girl.
The two options.
Okay.
You think having a girl is where it goes nowhere?
That's where it goes the other way.
I'm just saying,
It's
from
either
what I've heard.
top of the bestseller list or it's a girl. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Black Monday also in
On
Homes
Showtime.
on Showtime and Bitch Sesh.
Yes.
How many episodes have you done? How many years has this
God,
been?
5 years.
5 years. The David Bowie special. Connie DePandy, what are we plugging over here?
There is going to be a show coming out on Netflix. That is a cartoon
Wow. Is it?
that
Is
I
it?
think you're going to like.
What's that one that had the horse in it? Buckminster something. What was it?
Bridgerton. No. It's
What
not.
was it? I truly can't remember the name of it right now. What was it? BoJack Horseman.
It's not BoJack Horseman, but it will be an adult animation program.
Something like BoJack Horseman.
What's it
Okay.
called?
Adult, I know what that means.
It's being announced very soon.
Okay. Can you give us any clue how many words are in the title?
3 words.
3 words. Okay, let's do charades. 3
Yes.
words. Okay,
Yes.
do it.
Charades are
like-
great on a podcast.
And they are, and in negotiating a crisis.
Yes.
Well, that draws your time out when you start playing charades. With them.
And it's silent, which also draws people in. Very
Yeah.
good, Casey.
Wonderful.
Thank
so
you.
so check that out. It'll come out at a certain point.
Yes.
And you like it.
I give it a seal of approval.
All right.
And you say it's adult.
Adult.
I know what that means. There's going to be all kinds of pictures of the
God.
organs of generation.
Yeah,
Of
wieners.
The organs of generation
How to generate people,
Okay.
Yeah.
without really trying.
Without really trying.
By the way, are you with anyone?
No, but I am in the process of freezing my eggs.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't come on vacation with Casey and I, unfortunately. So
Oh, that's all right. I don't vacation. You never know. I'm always on call.
That's
yeah,
right.
Of course,
I'm always on
Never
call.
know.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
how it feels when you're a comedian as well.
I like to-
something funny is about to happen.
Yep.
I can't go on vacation.
You're always on deck. You're always ready.
Yeah.
I love freezing eggs. I'll fry some
Oh,
eggs.
God.
I'll put them in the freezer, and then I'll put a stick in them, and it's like an egg sickle.
So you're eating popsicles?
I got to eat on the run.
Is the popsicle a modern
got so
invention
many fan
post fan boat?
boats.
No, popsicle's very old invention.
Okay, so
it's as
they're
old
okay.
as the stick and cold.
Okay. Eddie Lee, what do you want to plug? Stillwater in theaters now?
I got some
coming up this Friday?
anti-plugs, of course. Stillwater, do not see it. I also would like to deplug this
Masks.
Masks, do not use them. Are you a bunch of sheep? Bam. Also, if you live in New York, which is, of course, one of the most godless places on earth.
Maybe second only to Paris, where Matt Damon goes in Stillwater this Friday.
July 11th.
Next Friday.
Please stop mentioning the release date of Stillwater. Also, in November, which is a time when we're supposed to be giving thanks, I would say no thank you.
Only on one day.
I would say no thank. But you have the Thanksgiving feeling, the season.
Yeah, stretching it.
Okay, so this part you interrupt too?
Sure.
Okay. Something that I'm not thankful for is this comedian that my vagabond children told me about. His name is Paul F. Tompkins, and he is doing 4 shows, 2 nights at the Bell House in Brooklyn. Friday night, November 12th, he is doing Spontorco, which is some live improv with a special guest. That is him and Tony Newsom, Eugene Cordero, and Janet Varney. That's 2 shows, 7:30 and 10 on Friday, November 12th. Then Saturday, November 13th, he's doing this variety show. I can only imagine that means sin. And that is 2 shows. The 7:30 show is sold out. Still tickets left for the 10 p.m. show. Do not go see these shows.
Okay. Good advice. Good advice. Yeah.
And you can find all the ticket links at paulftompkins.com/live. Do not visit that by accident.
Is there any website that you would say people should visit?
Bible.com.
I just want to plug Bible.com.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful resource.
Finally.
Yeah.
The Hollywood
Thank
elite plugs
Finally.
Bible.com.
Even the devil would quote scripture to suit his own purpose.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
All right, let's close up the old plug bag.
You gotta open that shit. Open it up. Open up the plug bag. Make sure it's not closed. Open it up. Open it up. Open up the plug bag. Don't mess around. I'm talking. No. Don't mess around. I'm talking. I'm talking. Don't mess around. I'm talking. Open up the plug bag. Open it up. Open up the plug bag. Don't shit. Do.
Okay, it is over. All right. Oh my gosh, that was Bringing Open Back by Elling Lean. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for all these wonderful remixes. Guys, Casey, so good to see you. Stop texting. I'm saying goodbye to you.
I'm texting everyone here goodbye.
Oh,
Wait, what's this on my phone?
oh, how nice.
yeah.
Who's Casey?
And nobody writes letters anymore.
Thank you for being on the show. Great to see you again. You're one of our earliest guests, and
I'm so happy to be here.
and one of our most recent guests. So
that's
thank you
right.
for really doing the whole spectrum here on Comedy
you're
Bang Bang.
welcome.
Wonderful to have you. And Connie DePandy, so good to have you. And
So good to have
many
you.
hamburgers to you in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Scott.
And also many hamburgers to your landlord, I would imagine, because they get passed on to him. Or her, or the landlord is a woman.
Scott or her.
Or
I'm
or
sorry.
her.
I'm so sorry. And
I
then
am so sorry, Scott.
Eddie Lee Capers.
hamburgers.
Many hamburgers to you. And thank you for being one of our oldest guests and our most recent guests.
I've never been here before. This is my first time.
Well, as JW Stillwater, though, you have.
He's somebody I do not know.
Okay. And Stillwater in theaters.
July
Do not see
30th.
it. Do not see it. Do not see it.
Matt Damon, Abigail Breslin.
Wow, what a cast.
Other people bound for hell.
Speaking of hell, we'll see you there. We'll see you next time. Bye.